Hey guys, Travis here at the LCS on week 5, joined by 2 Riot employees from the esports department. First off, I have the director of esports, Riot Magus, otherwise known as Whalen. Then I have this guy, Mr. Nick Allen. I don't even know what your title is.
Travis Hater.
Yeah, okay. There we go. So we're off to a great start.
League Ops Manager and official beard connoisseur, I believe. Yes.
Because you guys need that. The budget, I guess. Either way, we're gonna talk about the World Championships and what these guys have planned for it, because a bunch of stuff just got pushed out today in a great article by USA Today, and you guys can check out all that information. I also have an article up at GameSpot, but basically the big deal is you guys are doing stuff at Staples Center and also returning to the Galen Center. Is that how you pronounce it? Yes. Galen Center. All right, so the first question that everybody seems to be talking about is the format. So you guys have announced 14 teams, kind of a less, like a stranger number for a tournament. 3 from EU, 3 from NA. How did you guys decide to come up with, having all these different teams from which region, et cetera?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, should I hold this? Should I hold this? Should I just grab this from you?
I take it you're pulling what I like to call as a blood water right now, where I just like, all right, I don't get that anymore. That is, but no, I mean, you were director. Yeah, no. Here we go. Here, we'll do this.
All right, so this is a little close, aren't we? No. Yeah.
It's got to get in close. It's like, that's how it works. Like, I'm not.
Okay, so the format is actually just an evolution of last year's format, where we had 3-3-2-2-2 with 12 teams, and we're really we wanted, with the All-Star game, to spice that up, so we added an extra spot there, and with all the new regions around the world, we're looking to make sure that every player or team sort of is empowered and can sort of get to the World Championship. So that's why we also have this international wild card, which is a tournament from 5 different regions: Brazil, LATAM, Russia, Turkey, and Oceania, and they'll be playing for a single spot at the Gamescom tournament.
So one of the more specific questions people have asked is, like, why do you look at China, you look at Korea, those guys have 2, and then NA and EU have 3, obviously C in there as well. Why decide to go with 2 for those guys instead of the 3 that NA and EU get?
Again, it's just like, it's an evolution of last year's tournament, and we're always looking forward to see, like, how do we want to evolve the format. You could also think of it like, well, if you look at East versus West, you have 6 Western teams, and actually have 7 Eastern teams now that Korea won the All-Star game slot. But yeah, it's just a combination of those things, and we think that it's like last year's tournament was a great success, and we think that it will be a good one going forward.
So some of the chatter that people were having about just how everything panned out was, is it true? Okay, so if North America or EU had won All-Stars, they would have actually had 4 instead of that. There was some confusion around that, but yeah. Would they have actually had the 4?
They would have actually had the 4, yeah.
All right, so then can you go into a little bit more detail on what this wildcard tournament is? Is that going to be integrated? Like, is this taking place at the Galen Center? Like, how is that going to be shown or broadcast?
Oh yeah, so this is actually the international tournament is happening at Gamescom, which is also where the European LCS regionals are going to happen as well. So actually, you're going to have 2 tournaments at Gamescom. Actually, have 3 because there's going to be an amateur tournament. Okay. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be lots of League of Legends for 5 days. And essentially, it's going to be a 5-team tournament. You'll play a round robin, and then you'll play down to 1. So essentially, one of those 5 teams, and each region is going to send sort of their best team. And they're having qualifiers right now across the world.
So Nick, let's get you in on this as well. So you guys are having this at the Staples Center. Pretty big upgrade, cool upgrade from the Galen Center. That's a huge, I mean, for people, I don't know if everyone knows, but definitely in the U.S. Staples Center, huge place to hold something like this, a really neat place. Why did you guys decide on Staples Center and having it back in L.A.?
I think it's going on to the evolution of what we're looking to do. Galen Center was a huge venue last year. 8,000-9,000 people, a lot of people, and we're looking to, again, take it to the next level. And what's better than the Staples Center? I mean, it's such a pillar of analog sports, and utilizing that and bringing that to esports and to League of Legends is why it was the perfect venue for the World Championship.
Are we going with analog sports now? Is that the term we're going to use? I've been going with traditional and classical. Is that the new thing that you're coining?
Let's stick with traditional.
Yeah.
But also, I think that the Staples Center is also probably one of the most recognizable North American venues around the world. And working with some of our partners in Korea, China, and Southeast Asia, they get excited at the idea of the Staples Center. It's one of these few places that really has an iconic meaning across the globe. And with League of Legends being such a global sport, this is kind of what we're trying to portray and convey to people.
There was discussion, I think some of the initial information you guys put out was that there was going to be more than 10,000 people in the Staples Center. I think Galen last time had like over 7,000. Do you guys have an idea of what the actual number is going to be, or what range or whatever?
So since we're still designing the set and the stage, and that will actually determine how many seats are available. So there are going to be a lot of people there, and anywhere between 9 to 13, 14,000. We don't know yet, but there'll be a lot of people, and it'll be really awesome.
So Nick, let me know. Maybe you're not qualified. Anytime you're not qualified to answer a question, let me know, because I want to get you in on this. But this guy knows everything. Yeah. Just look panicked and into the camera. You guys have a couple different dates that you've given out, and there's the semifinals, there's the group stage. What is happening where? I think Staples Center is just purely World Championships, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
So just the final match.
The final match will be at the Staples Center.
Super epic. So then is everything else happening at the Galen Center?
So we haven't revealed everything yet. Some of it will be at the Galen Center, and some will be at a.
Hey, how you doing over here?
Like I said, we're going to be announcing more details of the event over the next couple of weeks. But what we can say is that all the games will have a live audience. So if you're in the area, you want to buy a ticket, you can go. And we're going to be at Staples, at Galen, and a third location that we're getting set up. Okay. Not as epic as the other two. Obviously, Staples is the pinnacle here. Okay.
But it is in the greater LA area.
It is, in fact, in the greater Los Angeles area, yeah.
All right, so I made it through that. Yeah. We're gonna. This is training for the big leagues, all right, so there's a lot of discussion about this $8 million that you guys have come. So I think there's Nick here, $2 million total for the what you guys have planned for World Championships.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. And $1 million for first place, I think, right?
And $1 billion. No, sorry, $1 million dollars for first place. Yeah. Okay.
So then that apparently is supposedly going to bring it to around 8 million globally. That's the number that's been cited. So how are you guys arriving at that number? Is it just sort of like all the other tournaments that have gone on, or is that an investment into the teams? Like how do you hit the 8 million mark?
Okay. It's a combination. It's a global amount in terms of prize money, salaries, and not just pro, but also like money that you can win in like the challenger tournaments that go on and everything else. So sort of like the global ecosystem of like winnable money. Yeah.
So basically you're looking at season 3. You're looking at how much money is going to players, and that's what they're getting. Okay, cool. There was some note about this visa thing that has occurred. I've heard some rumors about this as well. Some sort of pro player visa thing. And I remember Shifter had some issues last split with some visa things. Yeah. So was he the sacrifice that had to be? No. What happened here? What's the deal with this like pro player visa thing?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Nick Allen. We finally discovered something you do at Riot. Apparently, you were somewhat involved with this. Tell me about the visa thing. You're like, actually, Bridget Davidson did most of this. I just know what happened. No, go for it.
Yeah, actually, I don't have any idea. I just wanted to talk into the microphone. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you miss this a lot, don't you, being behind the scenes? Yeah.
Yeah, so the United States government recognizes League of Legends pro players as professional athletes and award visas to essentially work in the United States under that title. So this is groundbreaking for esports. I mean, now we can start looking at international players when they come over. It's a much easier process because they're actually recognized by the government. This is a huge thing.
So was this something you guys had to work with them on?
Yeah, this is a lengthy process. We had a lot of people fighting for this, and it wasn't something that happened overnight. This is constant back and forth of like, show us more proof. Is this realistic? And that sort of thing. And eventually it got to the point where like, okay, we have no reason to say no. This is legitimate. Yeah.
So I don't know, whichever one you want to take this, but the like you guys did a lot of cool stuff for World Championships. You really blew it out last year. This year, I know you guys don't talk too much about the hardcore details, but can you give any teases as to what you're looking to sort of do for the show for like that grand blowout at Staples Center?
I think this is something we'll be revealing over the next couple weeks, and just stay tuned to lollysports.com because we want to release more information on where to buy tickets, the cool swag that you're going to get, and all the surrounding like awesome festivities around.
Well, if you guys ever want to talk to anybody about that, I always have the camera and the microphone. So there. Okay, what I just got out of that is there's going to be swag. There's going to be some tickets that are available. I heard July 25th from the article that initially went out, but then AMA said something else. What's the current status on that?
We're looking at early August, and once we lock down that date, you guys, the players, will be the first to know. Yeah.
All right, so I also kind of want to know about the format that you guys are going to have for this because there's a discussion about group stage, etc. Nick, I know you're no stranger to different formats and all the different stuff you've done. So this thing, also the 16th to the 4th, so something is supposed to start on the 16th and it's supposed to end on the 4th. What all is happening?
Yeah, so I mean, we did a lot of thinking about like what is successful, what did we not necessarily like from last year, or at least what was the feedback from the fans and the players. And a lot of it boiled down to people playing like one set of matches and then going home and not getting to see a whole lot of these teams that have built up over the entire season to just kind of one and done. So actually we're looking at like it's going to probably be a group stage for the World Championship and lead into a single elimination format. So we're going to see a lot more games with a lot more teams. There's just going to be a lot more content to watch and no more one and done. People are going home on the first day. We really want these teams to show what they have and what they can do, and a group stage is a good way to do that.
So then can we split that, or are you guys going to be splitting up everything before the World Championships? Because as we said, the 16th all the way to the 4th, so is that going to be like different parts happen at these different, like the two different locations and the different days?
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, it's not going to be like a straight run. Probably that would be ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to die. But you'll probably see split up and then group stages in the beginning because that's generally when they are, and then kind of leading into different things too. So it's going to be a long period of a lot of games, but it'll be a good time.
Now, Whalen, of course, the players, the teams are only one aspect of all these different shows that you guys put on. So there's going to be, obviously, you guys got casters. Shocks does some stuff over in Europe. What can you say right now for what we should be able to expect at these different tournaments or the different parts of the tournament that we're going to see?
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to be broadcasting in multiple languages like we did last year, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to have not just a few languages on site, but many different languages across the globe. So, one of our goals is to make sure that any League of Legends fan can watch this and really enjoy it in their sort of like local experience. And then we're going to have the best casters in the world coming here, which means that it's not just going to be your North American All-Stars, but, we're good casters all over the place. We want to make sure that we bring you the best experience possible. So.
Now, I think just sort of wrap up the interview. This is already kind of outlined online, but for people that haven't seen it yet, what is this pathway to this big tournament? There's right now we're in week 5 of the LCS over here in North America. I know the stuff is happening elsewhere around the globe. So if you guys can just sort of take me on that final path into World Championships, that would be kind of cool. You want to do this, Nick? Yeah.
So for the NA and EU LCS, NA will culminate at PAX, and then people will play in the regionals there and move on to the World Championship, and then. Likewise for Gamescom for the EU, it's going to be a culmination of the season with teams going from there and qualifying into the World Championship.
And then that's where we said the wild card is as well.
Yes, absolutely. And then in terms of the rest of the world, I think.
Yeah.
And then in Asia, you have 2 qualifying tournaments in Southeast Asia that have been announced. One, like for the Southeast Asia Taiwan region, you have Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong qualifier, and then the rest of that region qualifying in another tournament. You have the LPL qualifications happening in early September, and then on top of that, you have the Korean qualifications happening based off of, I believe, points in the Champions League, plus they also have like a play-in for their 3rd place. So, I mean, anywhere between, mid-August to early September is going to just be a blitz of all these different regionals across the world where people are vying to get there, which is just like, that's a great story in and of itself. And, we're looking to do, much more expanded coverage this year and making sure that, it's sort of like a true sort of narrative that builds over time so that when you get to the, to the 15th or 16th in September, then you're really kind of already kind of familiar with these teams, and it shouldn't be like, hey, who are these guys and where do they come from? It'll allow us in our expanded format to have, really awesome and in-depth storytelling.
I mean, I just want to say that was what you said there reminded me a lot of what we saw at All Stars, where you guys were putting out these videos and sort of introducing all these different guys. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and, I mean, the fans have really been outspoken about their devotion for like the Asian team specifically in North America. So, I mean, we're always thinking of ways like be able to tell the stories of the other regions, and we're really looking to expand that out.
All right, so normally at the end of the interview, I ask the pro players if they have any shout-outs, plugs, they do sponsor stuff. But you guys have right now like this completely open dialogue with all the people out there. This isn't an AMA where you have to answer silly questions by other rioters or questions that are somewhat obscene from the community members because they like to do those. So yeah, they're fun. They're fun. I know. So I'll just sort of pass back and forth. Nick, this is your chance to redeem yourself in the eyes of myself and the rest of the community for everything you've ever done. What would you like to say to everyone?
If you follow Travis on Twitter, unfollow him immediately. And then after that, go to lolesports.com, check out all of our LCS coverage there, and as we expand out and start covering the other regions too, lots of cool storylines, lots of cool video features like the behind the scenes of the LCS, just a great website to find a lot of information about competitive League of Legends. So check that out, but not until you unfollow Travis on Twitter.
Yeah, thanks. And along with all esports, GameSpot.com/esports has some cool coverage as well. How about you, Whalen? You want to say anything here at the end?
Yeah, mostly just a thank you to all of our fans. I mean, the fans of the LCS and fans of League of Legends is, they're the people that make this possible. I mean, we don't go bigger and better just because we feel like it. It's because you guys watch, and it's you guys are what make it a really big thing. And then on top of that, hello Redbeard. Shout out to Redbeard. Thank you for being best boss NA. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I was sad I was supposed to interview him, but then I had to interview you two, so I was just I'm like, thanks a lot, Riot PR. Well, anyway, I know people generally I do handshakes at the end, but I know that like the Riot thing is this thing. Yeah, this what I really like, and I'll just sort of say this at the end for anyone that ever meets a Rioter and they have this awkward moment, go for the fist bump. I'll show what you can do if you go in for the handshake. Paper beats rock, and that's how we're gonna finish up the interview. You can check out the rest of our coverage of the LCS, World Championships, everything else at GameSpot.com/esports.